time it is!
Thank you for checking out the C-Squared Hour. I am your host, Chris, coming to you the week after Father's Day. I hope all you fathers had a great day. All right, so before I get too far into the woods here, I wanted to shout out my boy, Wolfie, Casey Wolf. Just found out he's a squarehead today, so shout out. Also, Zach McLean. What's up, bud? Wanted to shout them both out. McLean's an interesting guy. I think he'd be a great guest. Actually, both him and Wolf would be a great guest. So I'll see about going forward with that here in the near future. All right. So my longtime listeners, you're gonna be wondering where the other Chris is, and it's really a rags to riches sort of story that he's trying to go to. I need a quieter table. I think that's my issue. I don't think it's the microphone. I think it's the table. Anyway, real rags to riches type thing. He has just secured himself a second interview to be a roadie and assistant tour manager for, wait for it, the Goo Goo Dolls. That's right. So if we don't hear from him in a while, it's because their tour started back up and he's out there with them. So long time goal of his. It basically started, I mean, he heard Slide and it changed his life. And so he's been trying to figure out a way to get involved with the Dolls of Goo and just really, really entrench himself in that life and to kind of just hear the voice and really be able to get there. And when this opportunity came up, there's no way he couldn't jump at it. So yeah, I really commend the kid for following his dreams. So I hope he really gets it, and I hope he can give us updates from the road. That would be fantastic. I say fantastic a lot too. So good luck, Chris. My longtime squareheads are gonna be excited to hear this, alright? And before I finish this up, don't burst my fucking bubble, alright? Alright? I need a win here, guys. I need it. So let me have it, alright? So, while I was editing my last one, there's a couple things that came up with editing, but while I was editing the last one, I was watching in the background 2001: A Space Odyssey. And they showed that part where there was the two metal pillar things coming up, and I thought, I wonder what happened to that fucking thing they found in the desert that was supposed to be a big deal. Tried to look into it, couldn't find much. But what I did find is there was a website that said they had heard that it was compared to it was compared to that metal thing on 2001: A Space Odyssey. And I realized I'm the only person I knew who said that. So obviously, whatever this site was, I don't know if it was the Daily Mail. I don't remember which one it is. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, because it could be a shitty website, and I'm really trying to get this win. But yeah, I'm the only one who heard myself say that. So I think there's a lot more listeners in higher places out there than most of my squareheads think. So I got that going for me. So that happened this week. Pretty big news. Again, but going back to that stupid metal. I hope you remember that metal thing that, oh my god, it's in a desert, and then someone just took it out and no one gave a fuck after 2 days. Isn't that exactly doesn't that sum up like everything that society is and seems to want to be nowadays? No one gave a shit after 48 hours. If nothing new happened with it, it was just gone. I mean, for fuck's sakes, we're still hearing about... Damn it, I was going to say JFK, but that's a little too different. Some unsolved mystery that happened in the 70s. I don't know, figure it out for yourself. You could... That's the homework for y'all. For y'all. Ugh. But that's the homework. Find something from the 70s or remember something something mysterious that showed up that people still bring up, because you know what? I guarantee you'll find one and no one's talking about this metal thing. But yeah, just to jump on board with everyone else. Yeah, news, it goes away after 24 hours nowadays. Everyone gets... Okay, that's fine, but this is a weird thing that ended up in a desert. So either someone was really happy that 2001: A Space Odyssey ended up on HBO Max, or they were trying to do a Simpsons thing with the thing on top of the mountain and it turned out to be an advertisement for a car dealership or whatever. I know I may have already said that. Okay, I get it. I'm a redundant fuck. Alright? Or I'm a goddamn genius. There's two things there. I'm sitting there editing, and if you're a longtime listener, you could probably tell I was a little drunker than I'd like to be by the end of that episode. But I'm editing my last show. Yes, I edit, fuckers. That is the finished product. You should hear the rough edit. I should just release one of these days, just no edit. Just throw the beginning song on there, throw the end song on there, and just go. See how many fucking people still listen to that shit. But I'm editing, and I'm listening to the my argument about how, which I still stand behind, how the Republicans need to get better about the stupid shit their, quote, liberal enemies, I guess, are doing, or like get it into the hands of the people who are gonna spout shit off. That's the one thing, that's the main thing that the Democrats have really going for them, is they get their point of view into the fingers of the Twitter people. And it doesn't seem like the Republicans can do that. Well, I'm sitting here listening and I'm thinking, I just thought of something. I might bring it up on the next episode. Little did I know that 34 seconds later, I said on my show, my episode, I said, well, maybe the Fox News people are saying it and it's getting into their heads, but the wrong people. But it's not getting to the electorate. It's not getting to the people. They're not, the Tucker Carlson's points aren't getting onto the Twitter of normal people. I was going to make that argument in this episode, but I already made it last week. And like I said, I was a little bit drunker than I'd like to be, so I didn't quite remember it. So either drunk me is a genius, or sober me is an idiot. Or a combo of both, but I think it's one of the first two. So there was my early episode tooting my own horn, or beating the shit out of me. I don't know which one it is yet. Maybe you guys can tell me. That's another thing. Wolfie, McLean, I found out you guys are listening. Why are there no comments on my social media, fuckos? Huh? I ask. No, but I get people telling me all the time, well, fine, tell me you listen, but I mean, yeah, I get it. I'm not for everyone, and maybe you don't want your grandmother to see that you're listening to this dog shit, but still, help a brother out at least. That's what I got on my update. That's a little segment that I'm only going to do this episode that I'm going to call the first quarter recap. I don't know, where I recapped other shit I talked about before. Here comes another. Really, I'm becoming redundant, and it really bugs me, except for the fact that it looks like I become redundant quite often. Randy, let's lace them up, homie. I think I've given plenty of reasons for us to have a, not a quote-unquote beef, but there's enough minor annoyances. And to be fair, I could find that about anybody, but I'm not looking. I think I've thrown out enough legitimate reasons for us to meet up in the ring. Again, not real fighting or anything. Well, it is. It's going to be a real boxing match, but we're not like... I don't know. I digress. So, this weekend, skating with him again. Alright, and of course, a goal gets scored. He sellies. Already talked about that, right? Well, my next shift that I'm on the ice with him, he happens to be 2 feet from the boards with his head down, and I'm skating up behind him. Now, anyone who knows anything about hockey knows that I could have easily killed him there. Not legitimately killed. Like, head first, like, laying in the middle of the football field, because that's where you see most of the broken necks. But laying in the middle of the field. But I held up, because obviously I love the kid, and it was just a drop-in game, so who really gives a fuck, right? Here's the problem. Because I didn't murder him, he was able to pass it out in front of the net and get himself an assist. Okay, whatever, it's a drop-in game. Who gives a shit, right? Except he celebrates after that, too. Head down, along the boards. Something you're taught never to do, at least to my knowledge, unless it's, I don't know. But he's head down, facing the boards. I show mercy on this gentleman who, obviously, if he's celebrating drop-in goals, he's got a little bit to... He hasn't got much going on. So I let up. I don't follow through. I don't even touch him. Just to make sure that this gentleman is safe. And he walks out of there on his own 2 feet. And what does he do? He celebrates the fact... He basically celebrates in my face. He's basically telling me that I'm a wuss or something. I don't know. Stick with me here. It insulted me a little bit, alright? He knew I was there. He knew I could have fucking murdered him. If it was a real game, I probably would have. And if he was really too hurt, pretended it was an accident, but that's neither here nor there. But don't celebrate the assist afterwards that you only got because I didn't kill you. It's one thing to celebrate others. All right, yeah, I'm going to make fun of you for it. I'm going to say you're kind of a dweeb. I'm going to say all this other stuff. It's fine. Whatever. But that one just really rubbed me the wrong way. Really rubbed me the wrong way. And granted, I didn't get my nap before the game. And when Daddy doesn't get his nap, he gets a little fussy. Maybe it's this fucking stupid lavender candle that I'm trying to... I don't know. My nose... It's been fucked up for... I think I'm getting old and allergies. Anyway. Randy, after you celebrate that, I think I have another pretty good reason that we need to meet in the middle of the ring. All right? It's just oh, what's this? Oh, big news, guys. Just got an alert on my computer. June 24th, there is a live web something for web live stream for the new Windows they're going to show off. Anyway, Randy, let's lace them up, bud. That's it. After that, and again, I could lay the guilt trip on you. You know, I got all these training plans and all these diets ready to go that I'm just waiting on you to say yes, because I don't want there to be any confusion. I don't want there to be anything that says, oh, well, you've been, doing this for months. And I already laid that guilt trip on you. All right, I'm not going to do it again. So I just gave you another reason. I'm sorry. I gave my listeners, all my squareheads, another reason. People are waiting. The masses have spoken. At least 20% of the people I know personally that listen to this have said we should fight. So, granted, that's like 6 people, but I mean, like 1 million. So let's lace them up, buddy. I'm ready. If you're ready, whenever, I'll give you as much time as you want to train. I'll give training updates on my show. I'll do all that stuff. So let's make her happen. Well, folks, I made it past my first episode talking about Juneteenth without getting myself canceled, quote unquote. Managed to not get canceled over the weekend, so that was pretty sweet. I said, hey, let me know if I should do an episode or a special episode about Juneteenth, just with all the stupid all the specials I saw over the weekend. If you thought that was a good idea that I did that or not, or what have you. I decided to not take any of your recommendations under advisement and just decided not to do a full episode. Like I said, a little too young in this game to really start playing with that much fire. But I did watch a few of the specials here and there. And, I mean, yeah, they were really doing it up. But, again, to give the media a little more credit, because, hey, maybe, soon I'll be, my name will be thrown in with the other media. So I'm going to, just in case I have to go to the same fucking meetings as these people, to give them credit. This is the first time that it was a federal holiday. So I could definitely see why there would be quite a bit of pomp and circumstance. Why the main networks would really want to push it forward, to really want to, which is fine. All right. And so maybe I'm looking at this year and I'm seeing more stuff come up with it because, Christ, now my fucking glasses just hit my... I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. I need to be more professional. I'm sorry. So this is the first time it has been a federal holiday. So that could seriously be the reason why there was so much going on all the networks, or why they tried so hard to get specials and tried so hard to do other things, which is fine. I get it. The first time it's a federal holiday, it's a big deal. Cool. But there was a couple things I saw. I don't remember if I brought this up on the last episode because I saw the preview for it and then I saw the same thing this weekend. I think it was ABC News, either that or CBS News. I don't know. One of those two that have just a streaming news site or a news channel. And they did a whole special about soul food and how they need to keep the history or whatever. And they were talking about, and look, we had these chefs make black-eyed peas and collard greens. And then I'm going to quote this. This is a quote. Quote, and of course, we have fried chicken. Now, we've talked a lot. I'm not the brightest man. All right? But I went on Twitter. Granted, I don't think I have a Black Twitter login yet. I've heard a lot about Black Twitter. I'm not sure if I have that login yet or if I didn't get the right security code or whatever. But I go on Twitter and I see nothing about this. Nothing about this, but about a news channel uttering that sentence when talking about food. I don't know how someone can let that through standards of practices without saying, there could be people who find that racist. With these days, with the wrong sneeze being considered offensive to women or, whatever, that sentence, of course, that it rubbed me the wrong way. And only because a lot less has gotten people into a lot more trouble. And so a major news network like ABC News letting that go through seems... I guess the main thing that worries about me is why am I not seeing an uproar about that being racist when other things in the same boat, in the same vein, get people theoretically, metaphorically murdered. And, get them losing their jobs and shit like that. Why? I don't know. I don't know where the line is. I don't know what makes one thing racist and one thing celebratory, or one thing racist and the other thing news, or one thing racist and one thing commentary. That's the biggest thing I'm trying to figure out. How the fuck am I supposed to figure this out? Because I saw that the first time. And then I saw when it came up over the weekend for the full special. Didn't have any different context to it than what I saw. And not one goddamn mention that of anything that I saw that said, even if you're not trying to be, that seems, and here's the word they love to use, here it comes, that seems problematic. I'm not trying to be an asshole here. I try to be an asshole a lot of times. This isn't one of them. I don't know why that's okay and a lot of other shit that's happened is wrong. I don't know. And if you explain it to me and I could probably figure it out. Like, say, I didn't think about that. I basically needed to carry the 3 or whatever. They carry the bigot 3 or whatever you have to do to figure out the ratio of racism to commentary. Once you tell me that, I'll be okay, but it doesn't seem like there's a playbook. If I did the same thing, if I brought someone on here, regardless of color, regardless of whatever, and they were a chef who specialized in soul food and specialized in, Southern cooking. And I said, for Juneteenth, of course you're going to make fried chicken, right? There's no goddamn way I could ever step out of my house if this got any sort of coverage. No goddamn way. No way. I would be done for before it even started. But ABC News, it goes through all these standards and practices and all these people. It goes through editors and shit like that. And it still makes it through. And I have not seen any uproar over it. So I need to know what's going on. I don't get it. And I would like to. I was going to go on this whole thing about how liberal media, how they're just... No, it turns out I'm just confused. And I already feel stupid enough a lot of times. So when there's something that's staring me right in the face that is making me feel stupid, I would like to get some sort of clarification on it. So that's all. I don't know. Why can ABC News say it and a guy working at CNN can't tweet it? Why? I don't know why CNN. Oh, it's because the masturbator just got his job back. That's why CNN came away. So if you know why that's not considered racist when a lot of lesser things are that are in the same vein, let me know. I'd love to know. How many of my Republican squareheads are crowdfunding the border wall? No one? No one gives a shit? Yep, that popped up. There is a couple different sites or GoFundMe's or whatever the fuck whatever you do. There are a couple of them where you can crowdfund the border wall. Look, I am not a fan of the current electoral process either. All right? I'm not a fan of our current president. I mean, even though he hasn't seemed to have done shit in 6 months, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not a fan of the former president. But what, you realize that your QAnon boys or girls were wrong when they said, oh, we're going to get him back in office. So it's like, well, next best thing, let's get the border wall. Just take your L and go home. First of all, there's already been the loss. You already lost. Get over it. All right? Even the Cubs aren't still pissed at Steve Bartman. All right? Get over it. Second of all, how the fuck is that going to work? No matter how much money you crowdfund, how much of that land is privately owned? So you're going to have to buy that. How many of those people are actually going to sell? You'd have to get all of them to sell, right? Okay. A lot of that land, probably federal. How are you going to get that to sell? How are you going to buy that? You don't... Oh, well, this private place about 10 miles north, they'll sell it to us so we can build a wall there. But then you're not stopping anyone from coming into the fucking country. Then the wall's doing no fucking good. Just fucking stop. Just stop. Here's what you do. Figure out a real goddamn candidate for 3.5 years and hope they can outrun Harris, because I still don't think Biden's, sticking around that long. And you're going to have to be tough, because that bitch wears shoulder pads like you wouldn't believe. Honestly. I honestly think with shoulder pads the shoulder pads that she usually wears, she could block Bill Romanowski with those. I honestly believe it. But take your fucking L. Why do you... And this goes back to my earlier point. Why is this getting the coverage? Why are so many people in that party or that side of the party or whatever? Why are they so fucking worried about stupid shit like this? Okay. You wanted a wall. You didn't get a wall. All right. It was promised to you. But you better have had an idea that you weren't going to fucking get a wall. If you know anything about this goddamn country. Or at least how the Senate and budgets and all that shit works. But come on, if you want to get your shit done, crowdfunding a wall isn't going to do it. Honestly, here's what I'm going to do before the next episode, and to break down the fourth wall again. I'm probably not going to do it. I'm just going to hope you guys all forget about this. I'm going to look along the border and see how much of that's federal land. But then again, I'm kind of stupid, so I don't know how to really go about that in a good way. See how much of it's federal land or privately owned, and then see how much could be purchased. Because that also wasn't brought up even in Trump's speech. We're going to build a wall. Okay, but you own all the land? Now, and again, are you going to have to go 4 miles towards the U.S. before you get away from that? Because then you just have 4 miles where they're already in the country and the wall's no fucking good. I don't know, just to all my pubs out there, to all my MAGA people out there, stop. You're not getting your wall. He's not being put back in office because of the fucking voting machines, regardless of how fucked they were or how... It's not happening. The voting machine part, I'll tell you why that won't happen. Because there's too many people on that side of the aisle who would be fucked over with the whole voting machine thing too. So you're going to get the people who are saying, okay, yeah, it might be fucked up. I mean, behind closed doors. Yeah, okay, it might be fucked up. And maybe the wrong person won. But if the wrong person won there, does that mean my Senate seat was the wrong person too? They're going to have to look into that, and they're going to have to... No. They don't give enough of a fuck for you, just one person, to affect their entire career. Alright? So let's stop all that shit. The only time I've heard of Dominion before was the trucking company. I didn't know they were voting machines. I don't know if it's the same company or not. Stop. Take your L and figure it out going forward, alright? Christ, you're basically the Raiders still talking about the tuck rule. You know what you could have done? Figured out another way to win a fucking Super Bowl. No, we'll just talk about the tuck rule and draft Marcus Russell. Chris is a little wound up today, I think. So, just read the story before I came on, actually, just right before. This is from 2018, and I don't mind that I didn't hear this when it came out, because, I don't know, Dale Earnhardt Jr. said he was in a car wreck, and you see, if any of you know how I feel about NASCAR, you'll understand why I don't mind that this missed my plate of news. Was saved by his guardian angel after a wreck. He said this in 2018. Cool. That's fine. It makes sense because his fans are the ones who get abducted by aliens. So, of course, he's going to see ghosts and shit, and maybe it was that. I don't know. Are you sure it was a guardian angel? Now, are all these NetCar fans who get abducted by aliens, are they sure they're not their guardian angels? Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Holy Christ. They're showing Sierra, the singer, on ABC News. She's wearing big fucking shoulder pads, too. Kamala's really crossing over into all worlds, isn't she? So, yeah, apparently it's not just... Apparently it's neck car people, or just... It's not just lowlifes, because a guy who's a millionaire off neck car is getting, quote-unquote, abducted by aliens, or angels, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know how many of my fans here enjoy the NASCAR and the NASCAR coverage and all that other stuff, but I'm going to say something that might upset a few of you. Could he be just pandering to his fans? I think it was about 2018 when he started working in the booth. So he could be saying, "Yeah, Guardian Angel, they saved me," and then the fans were like, "Yeah, me too." Well, it was really the Green Man, but you could think they were Guardian Angel too. Is he trying to get more street cred with his Netcar fans because he was, born and raised at the track? He doesn't know what's really going on in the. As you could tell, I have a very simplistic view of NASCAR fans. But the sport hasn't changed in 30 fucking years. So the real fans, I assume, haven't changed in 30 fucking years. So we'll just go there. Yeah, so he was saved by ghosts. So good for him. He was abducted just like all his fans. I was watching, speaking of athletes, I was watching this thing and they were watching. It's probably not the right word. I had the video playing since it had subtitles. So I was watching the subtitles while I was listening to the hockey game. And they were talking about, look at all the athletes and the movie stars and the wrestlers, all these people who are on the teat of the government trying to make sure we all get vaccinated because that's part of the new world order. No. I love me a good goddamn conspiracy. In fact, I come up with better ones than even conspiracy theorists can come up with. This ain't it. You know why wrestlers and athletes and movie stars and all that shit, musicians are trying to push the vaccine? Because that's where they make their fucking money, idiots. Group outings, group events, that's where they make their money. The music industry hasn't made money off singles or albums in probably 20 fucking years. They make their money off tours, off festivals. Of course they're going to try to get people to get vaccinated. Not the Illuminati, it's their fucking pocketbook. Why are athletes trying to do it? I don't know, because maybe every league's salary cap went down last year because they couldn't have fucking fans. So maybe they're seeing it in their pocketbook too. I will give you this. Because there's a new variant that they're trying to say. Fauci needs this to keep going. Homeboy would now that he threw out the first pitch, he's gotten a glimpse of the limelight. But once the pandemic is officially done, and like I said, a lot of places it is. I went to a packed nightclub a couple weeks ago. I told you all about it. A lot of places, pandemic's over. He needs it to keep going. What was it? The Delta variant is the one they're talking about now. No, get it? Because of the airline, like you call it that because of how bad the airline. If anybody in the upper levels is pushing this forward, it is Fauci. And not for the reason you think, not because he's working for the New World Order. No, because homeboy likes being on TV. Homeboy got a glimpse of fame. He got a taste for the limelight, and he ain't quitting. And so the more people that get vaccinated, the more people. There's literally a show on ABC News about animals called When Nature Calls. Two problems with that. Either A, they don't get it, or B, they're trying to be funny, and that is easily if they're trying to be funny with that title, Anyway, the athletes, the movie stars, the musicians, they're not a part of the Illuminati. Their wallets are getting thinner. Stop. The only person who's trying to keep this going, and maybe doing a good job of it, maybe getting into the right people's ear, is Fauci. The only reason I can think that you'd want to keep this going is because you love the limelight. Somehow you lucked into the position of the number one coronavirus guy. You were the guy. When they called, you answered. I don't know. I was going to make a Marine joke there. He clearly wants to be a celebrity doctor. And rather than go the Dr. Drew route or the Dr. Phil route, no, he's saying, you know what? They called me for this pandemic. I'm going to use this. But he doesn't know how to stay in the limelight. So what's he going to do? Well, fuck, we got to keep this going as long as possible. If this ends, I end. I go back to treating chlamydia on 15-year-old runaways. I don't know what he did beforehand. And I'm not going to pretend to know. All I know is somehow the lightning bolt struck him. The luck bolt. Struck him. And here we are listening to him. Which, I'm not one. I don't know the fucking guy. I'm not a doctor. He could be the smartest guy for the job. But luck shined on him. Alright? And that fucker obviously loves it. Why would you throw out a first pitch when you're telling everyone to stay home? Don't blame the actors, the musicians, the athletes for this one simple thing. There's a lot of other shit. I'll give you. There's a lot of other shit that the sports Illuminati is probably, or the real Illuminati who's teaming up with the sports Illuminati, they're probably responsible for a lot of shit. I'll give you that. Oh my god. I don't hear what's going on. All I see is, quote, Miley and Metallica. Hopefully she did that on her own, because anyway, Hollywood does a lot of shit. Public does a lot of shit. They all do a lot of shit. This isn't one of them. All right. So let's focus on real conspiracies that we can prove or fake prove, the way I fake prove stuff. All right. Like Fauci inventing the Delta variant. There's something fake that I could pretend to prove. Let's work on that. Not this whole fucking athletes and actors and musicians. No, it's because of their wallet. All right. So let's figure out the real part. All right. To finish this fucking thing off, I thought we learned our lessons, people. I don't know if I helped or hurt. Oh, look who's right there. Right on ABC News. Dr. Fauci, Delta variant spreading fast. Jesus Christ. Oh, and it's all the red states who have it the worst. Christ. Again, if there's anything that happened, if there's anything conspiratory when it comes to the vaccine and getting it taken, it's Fauci wanting to stay in the limelight. I'm not watching with any sound. I'm just looking big. He looked way too fucking happy to be talking about a new variant. That's the only concern you have to have about this being conspiracy. You know, oh, they're microchipping you. No, they haven't. First of all, if you listen to conspiracy radio, any child who started in public school after the year 2004, every single one of them had a microchip implanted in them. From 64 up until 2004, it was a selected few. if you had your public school required vaccinations, some of you, a certain percentage of you, the percentage grew. But they stopped doing it because we started doing it to our fucking selves. So they said, fuck it, why are we spending billions of dollars tracking these people when they're going to track them for ourselves? The vaccine isn't tracking you. You're tracking yourself. I got sidetracked again. Hopefully this kind of sidetracked, you guys don't mind. Hopefully you don't mind me helping out with it. It's just, I mean, ABC News, they just fucking, they made me go off track. I'm sorry. You want to blame the mainstream media for something? Blame that. Because I'm too dumb to have something going on in the background that I'm talking about at the same time. And I'm too nutty to be in a room by myself with my own thoughts. Or shit's gonna get bad. So, pick one. Back to finishing off. I thought the gender reveals were done. I really thought they were. I saw 4 news stories about people getting disabled from them. I saw people dying from them. I saw all this stuff coming up, and I'm thinking, thank God this narcissistic, stupid fucking thing. If you want to have a gender reveal party, that's fine. Not everyone needs to fucking see it, alright? You don't need to put it on YouTube. You don't need to try to get BuzzFeed to push it out for everybody. But I thought we were done with it. I thought once we saw the disfigurements, and once we saw the hospitalizations, and once we saw at least one death, I thought we were done with this fucking thing. Nope. Appears to be back in full force. I'm looking at SportsCenter's Instagram, going through. I would say I've seen at least, and it could be the same ones, ESPN. You follow ESPN, SportsCenter. A lot of times they share the same shit. So, and a lot of, Fox Sports along with Fox. It's the same thing. So I could be seeing the same one a lot. I swear to God, I saw 4 just yesterday. 4 gender reveal things. Can we stop? No one cares. I kind of watched AEW, the wrestling, the other one, TNT and everything. I stopped when they did a fucking special for one of the wrestlers and his wife's gender reveal. They actually stopped all the wrestling shit, and one of the wrestlers came out with his wife and like, hey, look, she's pregnant. We're going to reveal the gender here. It was a girl, by the way. I stopped because no one gives a fuck. Can we finally stop with these fucking things? And okay, boomer, but here we go. That's the problem. Not everything needs to be shared. And guess what? Not enough people are telling other people to shut the fuck up. They're telling them online all the time, we don't care, shut up, stop with all this stuff. They're telling them all the goddamn time. That's fine. No one's grabbing anybody by the fucking face and saying, will you shut the fuck up? No one cares. You look stupid. And that's obviously not just gender. In fact, that's not. That part, it mostly isn't the gender reveal part of it. That's mostly just, other stuff. People, say, oh, look at it. Whatever. No one gives a fuck. So basically, I'm going to I'm sandwiching this episode with 2 things that really, really bug me about society these days. 1, no one gives a fuck about your shit. So stop. People are sharing too much. Gender reveal parties are fucking stupid. And then we go back to the beginning. News stories disappear too easily. The whole metal pillar thing. See, this is I'm trying to be more professional. This is what it's do. This is a callback to the beginning, and this is wrapping everybody up. Hey, if you look at the time, we're almost to the end, and I'm concluding with what I started with. I know, folks. Genius. Yes, stories, even dumb stories, end too quickly, and people don't give a fuck about what's going on in your life. Even if they pretend to. The only people who really give a flying fuck about what's happening in your life are the ones who have a better life, who are making themselves feel better by saying, look at how shitty this person's life is. Hey, at least I'm not that person. And they say, oh, hugs and prayers. And then there's people who have a shittier life who are trying to figure out a way to get there. And like, hey, if this cocksucker can get there, I can get there. Let me go back 3 years and figure out how the fuck they did it. Those are the only two people who give a flying fuck. And anyone who says they do and pretends to and does any of that shit is fucking lying to you. And you should be allowed to kick him in the shin. Well, you know what's funny? This episode, I didn't think I had as much as other episodes, but I kind of went to town. I did get sidetracked a few times. So, that's this week's episode. Like I told you all, I know you miss me on a regular basis. I'm going to try to get this to you all on a regular basis. I am also seriously looking in the market of getting merchandise. Shirts, hats, and socks. So, pretty big deal. But what I'm going to need is I'm going to need enough of you assholes to message me, to comment, to share, there's a lot of shit that has to happen for me to start making merch. All right? So if you want it done, comment, share, like. I don't know if you have to do all that. But if you share it, say when you share it, you want t-shirts. When you comment, say you want t-shirts. If you email me, say you want t-shirts. If you DM me on Twitter, DMs are wide open. If you DM me on Twitter, say you want t-shirts. I need to see more than just me and two other people saying, hey, we want shirts. Anyway, that's the next step. I figure if I'm rolling around wearing one of my shirts, I'd have to do it every fucking week. So another way to hold myself accountable. All right. So once again, thanks Wolfie. Thanks McLean. Got some awesome stories about that kid. I'd love to have him on here. He's awesome. And I can't think of anything else I need to talk about. Nope. So all I got is, all the social media shit. Share, subscribe, like, smash that like button or smash that subscribe. I don't know which one you're supposed to do. Anyway, share it around. Tell people. Look, here's the thing. If you share it around and more people are liking it and watching it, you're going to get a video companion of my ugly mug doing this. And if you thought I was ugly in pictures, you should see how my face contorts when I'm coming up with fucking conspiracies. And again, more stuff. You'll get more interviews. You'll get socks and hats. So you got that going for you. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope this one didn't go off the rails the way others have. Everyone wish Chris good luck on the Goo Goo Dolls roadie gig. He's going to need it. And if there's nothing else, I will see you next time.